At 6 a.m., George finally stepped outside their front door. He was exhausted. He sat on the steps drinking seltzer and checking his iPhone. There were over 30 unread messages from yesterday from his work colleagues. They would all have to wait. The ritual had been a disaster. While Giselle slept, he was up until nearly 5 a.m. trying to clean up the mess in the basement. He disabled the security system and had to set up a fan to draw the smoke out of the cellar and back out the door before it could waft upward into the house. He washed his clothes by hand in a utility sink with palm olive so they wouldn't smell weird in the laundry. He had to put several Band-Aids on his finger, which he had cut deeply with the Swiss Army knife. He had accomplished nothing. As he sat on the steps, he saw a yellow cab driver with the company name Which City Taxi painted on it slowly driving by. The sign on the top said it was vacant, so he hailed it. The driver stopped and rolled down the window. "Hi, where you headed this early?" he asked. "Around town. I just need some air, okay?" "Hop in," said the elderly man, flicking his meter on. George hopped in the back seat. "Hi, I'm George," he said, extending his hand to shake the driver's hand. "Fred, where you headed again?" "Let's start by just going around the block, Fred." "Come again?" asked the confused driver. "Just go down and circle around the block," he said. "Okay, your time," he said, slowly now driving down Essex Street. George opened the rear passenger side window. "You live in the Ropes?" the driver asked. "Yep, moved in a while ago," replied George, opening the driver's side window to breathe in the fresh morning air. "Ah, the madhouse." "That's certainly what I've learned to call it," confessed George. "You had anything happen in there yet?" "Other than the rotting corpse we found in the basement?" George chuckled. "Oh, I forgot that was down there. You guys handling that okay?" "Not really. My wife thinks I'm nuts, which I may be." "Remind me where you're from?" "Chicago." "Ah, okay, that might explain it." He laughed. George laughed too. The driver circled the block as George requested, over, and then repeatedly answering all the questions that George asked him. Questions concerning the town's history, and how long he had been working as a driver, and if he had once carried any of the previous owners of the mansion, and what he knew about the madhouse. When George decided that the pointless trip was over, he was only charged $1.25 fare, but he paid the driver $5 in return for his cooperation. The man watched George walk back into the madhouse, looking over his shoulder and his sides in paranoia, and shook his head in pity, before counting his money and driving away from the mansion.